So the left, again, looking at the posture on this, much better in terms of kind of the spine angle there now, okay? A little bit of a curve there, okay, but again, it's not as round. There's going to be a curve in your back. I mean, even just when you stood up vertically, the back for most have a slight curve anyway. It's more the angles we're trying to create from sort of shoulder to hip, getting that better, which you are getting, okay? Now, the key thing here is, now as I said, in terms of backswing length, what you thought was a half backswing was fairly full anyway. As you came back down now, you see the club now getting quite steep. As you get to here now, as you try to release that club, you can see as you come through here now, almost daylight there between your left and right. I mean, right arm ripping over to just try and square the club face up. If you time that well, it's a lovely golf. And it goes a long way as well, okay? But if you mistime it, it's a long way offline, and that's the problem, really. Yeah. We want to try and get the ball straighter, under control. Now, this one here, again, same good swing, okay? Still feeling short back swings to you, but not that short. As this club's coming down now, still a little bit on the steeper side, okay? But as we come into the golf ball now, okay, coming to impact, there's your strike. Your arms now are a little bit more together. As we come through, there's a little bit less rotation there now. As we come through now, there's no daylight visible, okay? Your arms now, there's not much left arm showing there. Again, it's only small amounts, but your left arm doing this to that, it might seem like a small amount, but to you it feels like you're making a massive adjustment, okay? And in reality, we want the club to be going this way, obviously, because then you'd be sending it miles right to the target, okay? But the feeling of your arms doing less as you come through, and that ball flight now starting more towards target, as opposed to the active club head where that ball's flying a little bit left of the yellow line now being struck there. That ball going over here somewhere through your midriff and just disappearing way left, okay? So if the hands are too active, okay, as you come into impact and you start rolling that right arm over there, as you can see, when you're timing it well, Jeff, brilliant. When you're not, it's just a bit like, where's it going to go? And that's the inconsistency. You might play 18 holes where 10 holes you're really consistent and the ball's flying dead straight. 4 holes they go left and 4 holes they go right. And you know golf has a habit of being an absolute BS whatever, where when you can't miss it left, where does it go? It goes left. When you can't miss it right, where does it go? It's just sod's law, isn't it? Okay? So if we can be a little bit less sort of active with these wrists to impact, controlling that club face, getting that body to rotate, which it's starting to do more now anyway. And like I said, just because your posture's better doesn't mean you will rotate. No. Okay? When your posture was poor, you couldn't rotate. So it's getting in a position now which you're doing. When you start up here, that's absolutely fine. We can blend that into a movement gradually. That'll be just something you do. Fine. Start in a good position. The feeling from here now from the top of the backswing is, imagine if you've got a, if I go back to start here now, almost like a finish line up through your left foot there, where that blue line would be like against the wall there. You want your hands and your hips to get on that blue line before the club head, yeah? So as you come into the wall, if that left foot there's against the wall, I'm coming back down, hip on the wall, hands on the wall. The club is still back at impact. It's not this right arm flicking and the club head winning the race. If the club head wins the race, the best you could hope for is a really high shot that will go straight. More often than not, you're going to get that kind of, that one. I think the pulley one you get is probably more so a face issue rather than a path issue. A pull for most people is like, oh, if I pull it straight left, I've just swung the club to the left of the face square. Yours is more of a start a bit left and keep going left, yeah? Where your right arm's a bit too active. And again, when your body was a bit hunched and couldn't kind of control the club, before last lesson, okay, it was all very handsy and flicky, and then you're just relying so much on timing. When you're good, brilliant. When you're not, it's whatever it's going to be, yeah? So if we can get a bit, the body's working better because it can, and that'll take a bit of practice. Again, you swung a golf club for quite a while now, not being able to move your body, so now you can move your body. Okay, we've got a chance, yeah? It's controlling that club face now with hips and hands as you come through, and not allowing that club face to kind of flip and overtake, yeah? The body gets a little bit lazy, or the hands and hips get a bit lazy. The club, you can't stop the golf club, so don't try and stop the club. Make sure the hands and hips win the race. Accelerate the hands and hips more rather than the club head, yeah? Get that into a better impact position. Get your body moving more in sync with each other. But it will take a bit of practice. You'll find static changes, Jeff, will be quite quick, as we saw with posture. Practice changes. Now again, this bag, or these bags, one in the other base somewhere. These are always a back when I come whack in here on these walls there, okay? Give the bag a hit just to get a feeling of impact. And just start encouraging the sort of the muscle memory, I suppose, yeah? We're trying to change a pattern or a habit you've done for a while. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to, okay? But as you'll see, with a bit of practice, the way I look at this now is, okay, quick fixes don't last very long. The quicker you change it, the quicker it finishes and goes back to the old original habit. The longer you take to practice and get something back to a more ingrained thing, that will then last for longer and longer and longer, okay? So getting this sensation of feeling a bit more kind of hands and hips in front of the ball at impact. And in terms of practice, what I would do is hit shots at a speed where you can do it more consistently, yeah? So it might be making what you said was half swings, but maybe slower swings as well. Hit it 70 yards just to really get the feeling of that. And then what we're looking for in terms of launch angle and nice sort of direction is the ball having a lot less spin, okay? If the ball doesn't spin to the left, there's a path issue. If the ball, when you hit your shots on here, if they go left, if the spin is minimal, we're talking under sort of 500-600, that's more of a path issue. If it's gone left, but this is like 1200-1300, club face is closed. Okay, your path is fairly square to target, but your club face aiming left and the ball then just spins left for you. Okay? So just something to be aware of when you're on the camera there. Okay, mate?